Hey guys, Pt2 here, and today I'll be showing you how to make the gun part of my rubber band gun that takes magazine. Last video I made the magazine for it, and today I'll be making the rest of the gun. So let's get started. Okay, so the first step is to get your magazine and an extra popsicle stick. Put the popsicle stick right up next to the magazine and mark where the holes are. Just like if you were making another magazine. Then continue those lines around to the side. Now shade in the areas you want to keep, so the end pieces and this middle piece. Then you want to put hot glue on the end of the shaded bits and then glue them to an extra popsicle stick, like this. So then you have this. Now you want to cut out with the hacksaw the lines that you drew, but only cut halfway through the stick that you've made, so you're only cutting through the top layer. I'll do that quickly. So then you should have something looking like this, and has the same kind of holes as the magazine. Now what you want to do is get a small piece of popsicle stick and roughly measure the length of the width of two popsicle sticks on it, and draw a line. Then you want to cut off the line. So then once you've cut it off, you want to glue it into the front there, into that small hole that you've made. So then after you've done that, you want to make the handles, and they just get glued on the back of here. Make sure to make them slanted slightly. So the part with the piece sticking out the front is the front there, and so your handle should go somewhere here. So I'll just quickly film myself making them. So then once you've attached the handles, you want to go over the inside of here where there's hot glue sticking out with a razor blade, otherwise your trigger won't slide properly. So you want to just remove all the excess off of it, which is pretty easy. You can use your nails for it as well. I just prefer using the razor blade, so that there's no extra hot glue sticking out. Now it's time to make the trigger mechanism. So to set up the start of your trigger, you want to just place the popsicle stick so that it's a little bit in front of the handle, like that, where you can comfortably put your finger on it. And then you want to draw a line right at the back that lines up with the back piece sticking out up here. So then what you want to do is get a small bit of the popsicle stick and glue it on like that, and I'll show you what that's for later. So then for this little piece, you want to mark out something that looks like this on the top, and then you want to cut it out with the razor blade. Then you want to set it up from here so that lines at the back, and then place this piece like this, and make sure it's facing forward so that it can slide back and forth up here, which will act as the trigger. So I'll just glue that on now. So now your trigger should slide up and down here and stop when it gets to the back and forward. That will now act as your trigger. The next step is to get your trigger and mark out, put it in the furthermost forward position, and mark out where it sticks at the back, sticks out at the back. So there. And then you want to cut that piece off. So now when the trigger's far forward, nothing should stick out the back, but when it comes back, it should come out like that. So now what you want to do is put a small brace at the back of the trigger like that, and at the front. I'll do that quickly. So now you want to make sure your trigger runs smoothly across the tracks. Yep, it seems to run alright. So the next step is to cover up the front of the trigger where you've added these braces which keep it separated. So then you just want to trim off the extra off each end. So now you've got like your body and then your trigger. And the trigger goes like that. So once you've put your trigger in, you want to mark out below the trigger on the handle so that you have a line just there. So underneath that line you want 3 layers of popsicle sticks the size of the handle to go across. I'll do that now. So then you should have made a block that looks like this, that's 3 popsicle sticks wide. And so when you put your trigger in, put the block you just made below the trigger on the handle so that it can slide through but without falling down like that. Then what you want to do is with the trigger in, glue this little block in to make it nice and tight, but make sure the trigger can still move. So I'll do that quickly. So the next step is to glue a popsicle stick over the top here, which should hold the trigger in place so that it moves freely like that now. So the next step is to decide how long you want your handle to be. I'm gonna say I want it about this long, and then draw a line and make another one of these blocks up here to fit down here. I'll do that again. So now that I've made another one of these blocks, I'm going to glue it to the line that I just drew. What you want to do is just trim the excess off the handle. So now that I've trimmed it off, it starts to look like it's coming together now. So what you want to do is add the other 2 sides of the handle. So just attach them here and then trim the excess. But make sure you don't get any glue on the trigger, otherwise it won't slide. So now your gun is almost complete. Now you just need to add small things at the end that stick up like this on both sides, and trim them just short of 1 popsicle stick's length above. So now that I've added these 2 prongs at the back, you want to get a small strip of whatever you want really. I've got cardboard. And you want to install your magazine by putting it in the back here and sliding it backwards until the front locks into this notch here. Then you want to adjust this back so that it's tight enough where it doesn't come out easily. So the next step is to get just a small offcut of the end of the popsicle stick and glue it onto the front of the trigger like this. Okay, so now it's pretty much done, but there's one more step you need to do. So with the handle, where the trigger comes out at the back, you want to draw a small V in here. Like that. You also want to draw one below the trigger, about here. Then you want to cut them out with the hacksaw. So once you've added those notches here, you want to double over a rubber band and stretch it over the handle where you made your cuts. So then it looks like that. And then when you pull the trigger, it returns back. So now your rubber band gun is done. I'll show you how to load the magazines. Okay, so this magazine holds 8, but I only had 6 rubber bands handy. And then what you want to do is you put them over, you tuck the back in here and slide them back until the front locks into the notch there. Then all you have to do is pull the trigger. So I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know in the comments if you tried to make this, and if you had troubles, please comment asking how to fix them, and I'll try and get back to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.